where do you see the future, in agriculture specifically, and in context of use of blockchain, right? So how do you see the future looking for the agricultural sector by focusing on the use of blockchain?
Yeah, say the basic purpose of authentication of data and make sure that across the flow of data there is no tampering happening. So basically, where in all the aspects of farm value chain, there is this importance of having authenticated data. Blockchain will slowly and surely start playing its role, but we have to understand that it's an organic process. It will not happen overnight. It will be a slow adoption, because agriculture and the farm value chain, which is the upstream of that, is a very unorganized and complex scenario. There are a lot of players, and primarily farming happens in rural areas where there is an issue of connectivity. Then there are traders, merchants, warehouses, export agencies. There are multiple players coming into that chain. So the more the length of that chain is, more is importance of authenticating the transactions and you can say data. So roughly speaking, I see from 2017, different controlled experiments started happening in different parts of the world about how to use blockchain to positively impact this very, very important sector. So three fundamental areas where blockchain will play a huge role. Firstly is food safety. Second is storage and logistics. And third is customer engagement.
So, are you saying that today we are still in the stage of having POCs and experimenting, or do we have actual solutions that we can actually offer, or is actually making a difference today?
Yeah, I would say it is still a bit of an extended POC stage. There have been few good examples where, say, big you can say retailers like Walmart, Carrefour have started using blockchain to make sure that there are enough products on the shelf where for that product there is an end-to-end, you can say, traceability. People can use his phone, just scan the QR code, and then you can say trace it back to the origin. If you see in Asia, there have been sort of again experiments in Thailand. They have started with a group of about 10,000 farmers who are doing jasmine rice. And they are trying to create an end-to-end traceability of jasmine, because the Thailand feels that if you can put that additional data globally, in Asian countries trying to get blockchain on high value fish. And so there are many such experiments happening. There is a milk food company called Friso who have possibly tried the first end-to-end traceability for you can say milk products. So still I think the experiments are limited to the organic space and the health food space, which is quite, you can say, because blockchain also has some costs. It is not something that we can free. So that cost somewhere gets added to the product. So those products which are premium, where the customer is willing to pay more value if they get that mental comfort of authentication of data, I think the adoption of blockchain will start there first, and then come to some of the basic products which are more like standard crop or horticulture products, which we sort of generally tend to use to, because somewhere down the line the customer has to appreciate and start paying extra value for this effort that the food value chain or the farm value chain is making. So that's on one side. Second big important area is logistics and supply, where again there have been some experiments happened in Africa where they have trying to work something called a warehouse receipt system, where typically we all know, because we are all in the agriculture space, in some part of the other in India, that warehousing is a big issue. And for the farmers, how to access that warehouse after he harvests the product is a big gap in the overall efficiency of the farm value chain. So what some of these African experiments have done, they have created warehouses as entrepreneurships. So there are entrepreneurs who run warehouses, they work with banks. So banks to an extent underwrite the stock that they keep in the warehouses. So they extend and warehouse, you can say, receipt to the farmer, but the farmer is ensured, say, 50% of the value of the crop when he brings the produce to their warehouse. So the farmer knows that yes, 50% of my money is ensured the moment I harvest. Then the warehouse and the bank together starts to market. And if they get a better market value than that threshold value that which they're working out, a part of that share goes back to the farmer. So that's a very interesting model where they have used blockchain because trust between agents is very important. And so in the supply chain, I think India has to go a long way. And as we see some of the groundworks being set in the current agriculture policy, that might create an impetus for application of blockchain, because corporates will be coming, and possibly we will see more professional engagement between stakeholders in the farm value chain. So still globally, very early stage. I am looking at a slow adoption. Adoption will start more with high value food products and then move towards the other side of it.